just a brief tangent on that. I thought Redguard was a really, really good game. I played it as I mean, again, you don't, there's, you forget stuff, but I remember getting, I guess it was the first in the Elder Scrolls series to put it into that world, but it was like an adventure game. It reminded me of another game I really love, like Prince of Persia.
That was one of the inspirations. Prince of Persia is one of my favorite games.
Like, I mean, okay, I apologize if I'm forgetting, but you can like jump in buildings and stuff. Like there's a dynamic, like airy nature. Like it's a like parkour type of situation. Yeah, it was an incredible game. Why do you think? Let me ask sort of a dark question. Why do you think that game was a flop? One of the few you
not a dark question. Yeah, it was. Well, a lot of reasons. Game that I love and really got us going on a handcrafted world. So we're coming off of Daggerfall. Morrowind is sort of in design. And then, part of our development teams broke up to do different things. The game that did Battlespire and Redguard was my game. And I wanted to do something a little more Ultima feeling, handcrafted world. Mm-hmm. I really like things that blend up genres. So I know it's in the adventure game category, but it really does a lot of things. It's a love letter to Prince of Persia. There's a little Raiders of the Lost Ark in it. There's a lot of Ultima in it. And really see what we could do with the engine. But it very much, I think, plays like it would have had a much better home on, say, PlayStation or Xbox. This predates Xbox, right? Where it's much more like constantly Tomb Raider had come out. So you see those influences of Tomb Raider on that game. And 3D effects cards had just come out. And so, okay, we can do. And it was I think it's one of the last like DOS games in a Windows world. So I think it missed kind of a technology window as well as ultimately not what people wanted from us, and I felt I was really kind of the company let me make that game, and it was a big flop. Battlespire hadn't done well. The company was in a really bad shape, and I felt really like personally responsible. Like they let me do this creative thing. It didn't do what we needed it to do, and now we're in a very, very bad situation. Company almost went out of business. And that's when it got reformed with ZeniMax Media, and Robert Altman came in, and we were starting Morrowind. We had just sort of started, and it was sort of that whole experience that made you sort of realize, someone says to you, okay, you're going to get another shot. And that's where you're like, okay, we're going to make Morrowind and make the biggest, best RPG we can make. We know what the audience wants from us. We know what we could do building a world. So there's like callbacks to how we built the world in Redguard. Morrowind is a large scale handcrafted, but if you were to put it, pixel per pixel with Daggerfall, you wouldn't even see Morrowind, like, because Daggerfall is so big. But the impact of playing it, I think, is in many ways equal, but different.
Just you personally, psychologically, did you have doubt about yourself from the performance of Redguard? Like, do I know what it is?
Of course.
Where do you get how'd you overcome that?
I don't know. I would say this honestly, I enjoy it so much. Like I'm so heads down, like that becomes, for better or worse, like my life.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I want to play so much, it becomes like you get a little obsessed with it.
No, but I mean, you love Redguard, right? So like, doesn't that mean, isn't there a kind of self-doubt about, do I know what it takes to create a great game?
Well, no, I think Redguard's a great game.
All right, so you were sure, even if
it wasn't... so if you're going to debate, like, do I like that game? It's about finding so I love Redguard.
Yeah.
And the people who play it won a bunch of awards, and it like critically was a pretty good game. Did not sell. And the reason for that, again, like we probably made the wrong type of game, and we missed a technology window. We also thought it was very conservative. Like, we're going to do this. So my main takeaway was, I'm not going to be conservative again. I'm going to swing for the fences. And we've had, there'll be some rough edges in swinging for the fences and shooting for the moon, but we'd rather do that and land where we land than be very, very conservative in what we're putting out there.